Hi, I'm Jeff Gonzalez, president of Trident Concepts, and I'm here today with Brownell's Daily Defense to talk to you about shootings with family members present. Probably one of the worst situations that you can possibly come across is you're out in town with your family and you now are the victim of a violent attack, whatever that violent attack could be. If you need to use your firearm for self-defense, protecting yourself or your family members, we need to talk about what are we going to do with the rest of our family. So I recommend that you have open dialogue with the family to talk about this. Now, obviously, the most important thing here is that it's age appropriate. So it's probably best to start with the adults, come up with a game plan, and then share that game plan with all family members. When it comes to the discussion, one of the things that I talk about is let's try to identify some of the most common types of situations that we can be in. And once we have kind of like just gone through some various what ifs, we then can come up with some code words. So for instance, I want to be able to relay to my partner maybe a very important task that I need them to perform. For instance, I might tell them to run away. And if I use that code word, or if I use the code word that signals to run away, then hopefully they just immediately know to run away. Because what we don't want is for there to be hesitation, confusion, or if the act is to run away but they're lingering there because they're not sure what to do, it's kind of defeating the purpose. So you'll need to sit down and try to come up with some of the very basic ones. 3 that really come to mind are run away, get down, and hide. These all have specific actions that are a result of whatever's happening, and they're kind of universal. They can apply to a lot of different things. After that, the next thing that we want to talk about is a nonverbal code word. And that to me is pretty simple. If I draw my firearm, they are to immediately run away. So if I don't have time to use a code word because the situation is happening so quickly, they need to recognize that if they see me drawing my firearm, they need to immediately move away. Don't try to figure out what's happening. Don't try to ask questions. Just grab the group and move. Then my intention is that I am maybe the focus of the violent criminal act, and in a sense I'm drawing the fire, if at the very minimum drawing the attention of the bad guy on me, allowing my family maybe to create a little bit of distance, maybe get to cover or completely escape the entire scene altogether. One of the things that you'll eventually have to do is to practice this. Now, if it's just adults, practicing is kind of simple. It's easy. You review your code words, you go about it, you kind of practice in your home. You can even want to practice it out in town, as long as it's reasonable. But when it comes to children, how do we practice with our children? Again, it's got to be age appropriate. But one way that can create a little less stress is to take into account that games can help children adapt to a traumatic event of some sort. So if we use a game format to help explain what we need to do when mom and dad do these, it makes it very valuable. The question comes up, should we practice this live fire? My recommendation is no. Don't bring your children into the live fire situation because it's loud and it's confusing and it may be too traumatic for them, and it may actually defeat the purpose of what you're trying to do. There's plenty of opportunity for you to do this dry fire practice in your home, in a safe environment where they can appreciate what you're trying to do. Or maybe not appreciate it, but at least they can work through the problem of what we're trying to do. So having your family present during a deadly force encounter is a possibility, and we really want to have a plan for how we're going to manage it so that we can keep our family safe and try to manage that situation as best as we can. I'm Jeff Gonzalez. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them down below. Until then, take care and stay safe.